Welcome dear students. I am Dr. Divakar K. Mistha, Assistant Professor from Carmel College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Nuvem. The program you are learning is Bachelor of Science, 3rd year, subject Botany, semester 6, course code BOC 110, course title Plant Ecology and Phytogeography. Title of the unit Ecosystems, module name Ecosystem of West Coast Sand Dunes. Broad outline: introduction, distribution, types, importance and threats to sand dunes. At the end of this module, you will be able to recall major features of sand dune ecosystem, describe the sand dunes of Goa, and understand the importance of sand dunes. You know, sand dunes are very common in Goa. You find so many places. So there are very long stretch of sandy dunes which has become major attraction of Goa. Dunes are nothing but mounds of drifted sand on beach. Structure of the dune change constantly because they will not remain constant. Every year or periodically there will be gradual change in the shape or size of these sand dunes. Height of these sand dunes may vary from 1 to 10 meter and extension of these sand dunes can be almost half kilometer or more also sometimes. Mostly covered by special type of vegetation which plays an important role in minimizing the wind speed and also the movement of sand from the sand dune. So you may find huge trees like casuarina trees, or there will be so many coconut trees also which are grown all along the stretch of beaches. So all these will play a very important role in breaking the wind speed, and the natural vegetation which will be there, that also play a very important role. Distribution of sand dunes in Goa. There are major 5 coastal stretches of sand dunes. So one by one in brief we will see. First one is Keri-Morchim sector. It has pristine beaches characterized by stable sand dunes. And these sand dunes are very well known for the turtle nesting site, that is olive ridley turtles. And ecologically a very sensitive area because of this turtle nesting site. Second one is Sapora Sinquerim belt, which has degraded dune system because very active tourism, that is lot of tourists will come and visit this area, so the sand dunes are little bit degraded. Then Karenzalim Miramar, this one also has prominent dune belt, but again there will be interference by the human beings because lot of tourist activities are taking place. Fourth one is Velsau Mobor, which is the longest stretch of sandy beach in the entire coastal zone of Goa. The last one is Talpona Galgibag stretch, again with prominent sand dunes, and this one also is one of the turtle nesting site. There are 4 turtle nesting sites and all these are ecologically very sensitive zones. Classification of sand dunes. Sand dunes are classified into 3 major types. First one is embryonic dune. This embryonic dune is the zone which is nearest to the sea and is often without vegetation towards the sea. When you visit the sea, sandy beach, you will find up to high tide there will be no vegetation at all. So whatever plants you will find, it will be beyond the high tide, and that zone you can consider a maybe few meter zone which is just above the high tide, that is considered as the embryonic dune. So it is just above the high tide level. Dominant plants growing on embryonic dunes are mostly herbaceous plants. They are Ipomea perscapre, Spinifex littoralis, and there will be many more herbaceous vegetation. But these two, Ipomia and Spinifex, these are very important sand binders. You can see here, first one is Ipomia and the second one is Spinifex. These are very important sand binders in the sandy beach. Second one is mid-shore dune. This one will be beyond the embryonic dune. In this zone, vegetation is characterized by presence of shrubs as well as there will be herbs also, and this zone is more stable, whereas the embryonic zone will be unstable. Common shrubs found in this zone are Vitex trifolia, Clerodendron inerme, Premna species, and there may be some more, but these three are the most common plants which will be seen in this mid-shore dune. And there will be always herbaceous vegetation, and predominant plants can be Spermacos, stricta and Lucas aspera. This is Clerodendron inerme, which is a very common shrub along the beaches, and this plant we can utilize as a hedge plant in our garden also. Home garden also you can, and it is very easily you can propagate this plant, and when it is in flower it will give very nice beauty to your garden. Third type is hind shore dune. So this zone usually will have many roots, which will have shallow root system, maybe very long root system, which again play a very important role in binding the sand. Dominant plants growing on these dunes are Clerodendron inerme, Anacardium occidentale, that is cashew, Pandanus, Casuarina, sometimes we can feel that it is pinus. It is not pinus, it is a separate different plant, Casuarina. Then Cocos nucifera, coconut will be very common. Then Calophyllum, Enophyllum may not be very common, but an excellent tree for cultivation along the beach, which will act as a windbreaker as well as a very important protective tree in the sandy beaches. This is Calophyllum enophyllum. Once upon a time quite common, but now becoming rare because don't know the reason, exact reason, but it is a very important tree which will give oil also, which can be used for different purpose, and also excellent timber, at the same time a very protective tree for the coastal belt. Importance of sand dune ecosystem. Sand dunes perform multiple functions. They maintain the stability of coastal belt and also acts as nature's line of defense, protects coasts from erosion and replenish the loss of sand dunes. They also act as sand banks to maintain the sedimentary and dynamic equilibrium of the dune. Habitats for rich diversity of flora and fauna. Especially if you go during monsoon, you will find so many varieties of herbs will be growing along the sandy beach. It will be thick mat of herbaceous vegetation will be seen, and there will be different types of fauna also will be there, which will be depending upon these flora. Best example is olive ridley nesting site that you will find in Morjim, Galgibag, etc. These sandy beaches are also an ideal place for recreation. Threat to sand dune ecosystem. Coastal sand dune system in Goa has been under constant threat due to mainly pressure of population and maybe tourism activity. There are various other activities, that is construction of buildings and beach shacks, sand extraction, construction of roads, recreation activities, as well as pollution. So if you visit monsoon season, you will find so many plastic litter, nylon nets, all that will come up the shore, and also you may find tar balls. So these are all may affect the marine ecosystem as well as the sandy beaches. Again, lot of effort is going on, like how coastal ecosystem, which also includes the sandy beaches, so they are also protected under CRZ regulation as well as Coastal Zone Regulation Management Authority of Goa. To sum up, we have studied sand dunes, distribution of sand dunes in Goa, types of sand dunes, importance of sand dunes, and threats to sand dune ecosystem. These are the references. Thank you.